27 minutes on to 7 o'clock. This is where I say good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, PD, Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, the rest of the world. To those of you out there in the diaspora, good morning, good morning. It's Tuesday, the 19th day of May, 2026. Good morning, good morning. We here at the GBN, we just want to welcome you to yet another beautiful morning. Tuesday morning prayers. Mighty God, I humbly ask for your divine favor this Tuesday. As the sun rises, let it signal the dawn of your unmerited favor in every facet of my life. In my relationships, career, academics, and endeavors, let your favor speak for me. Open doors of opportunities, bring forth divine helpers, and connect me with those who help me fulfill my destiny. Let your favor distinguish me, Lord, and may the works of your hands on my hands attract your blessings. I pray this for each and every one of you who are listening or hearing us this morning. That's my prayer for you today. And he usually sends to, it says here, good morning, Tuesday blessings. This is the day which the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. And I underscore that word will. We will rejoice and be glad in it, not anything else. Just do it. Just rejoice. Good morning to you, Lauren Salim. How are you doing this morning? I hope you're doing fine. Yulin Alexander, Rita Williams is with us. Joan Brathwaite Batson, Veronica Sandy, Mildred Smith. How are you doing? Lauren is already locked on and waiting. Petlin, how you doing, girl? You and your co-workers up there at Pearls. Mary E. Banks is with us. Want to say good morning to Heaven Hill. How are you doing this morning? Let love lead you this morning, yeah? And with him on your side, how can you lose? Yeah. It is indeed a good day to have a good day despite the odds, despite the, all the things that are going wrong, you know what I'm saying? Just hold on, hold on. It eventually will get right, but in the right time, yeah? Hazel and Miller, good morning. Valerie Farray, what's up, lady? How you doing? Hope all is well. You and the entire home circle. It is indeed a good day to have a good day. Hazelland, how are you? Hazelland Miller, you're doing fine, right? I hope all is well. To the wonderful folks inside of Mount Craven, the Fletcher family, Marian Fletcher, good morning to you. Gillian Simons family, good morning, good morning. Gavon, yeah, Gavon Charles, was it Charles Boy, my old classmate from McDonald College, good morning to you. Good morning to Hilarion Dudu Gunpot, good morning. Zamora Plenty and Judy, good morning. Monica Miros Williams, Sylvina Charles, what's up? Early out there in the U.S., good morning to the McMeals. Yep, hope you're doing fine. Good morning to Esther and your dear son, the folks inside of Pomrose, Mount Agnes, Apritut, Latant. Good morning, Doggy. Lady Cheryl, good morning. Edison, teacher Eddie Francis, good morning to you and the family, bro. The folks up at the Mohai, good morning, Gail and Alva and Fen, and good morning, Shireen and the entire home circle. Nutsman, Rastaman, Mechanic, Mr. Fix It, good morning, bro. Hope you're all doing well, right? To the Niles family in Corinth, man. Sean, Soursip, and Niles and family, as you lay your dad to rest today, I urge you all to just be strong. Be strong, be strong, be strong. Death has a sting to it, but we have what it takes, man. We'll lean on each other's strength. And you'll get through this. You're a tough cookie guy, I know that. So, my prayers go out with you, man. Yeah. How can you lose? The guys at the Legacy Sports Bar, good morning. What's his name again, boy? Scooby. Yeah, Scooby and Billy and Brain and Fat Belly and all of you right there. At this time, always locked on. Good morning, Aaron and the guys at A&R Eatery and Bag. Good morning, the folks at Mardi Gras. Yeah, good morning, Alicia's family. Hope you all are doing fine. The word of the day today, that word is contribute. 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 C-O-N-T-R-I-B-U-T-E. Contribute. And it means to give or help. Or did we use that word yesterday? Yeah, I think we used contribute yesterday because to give or help sounds familiar. The word today is coordinate, rather. Coordinate. Coordinate. C-O-O-R-D-I-N-A-T-E. Coordinate. And it means to organize activities. Coordinate. Coordinate. C-O-O-R-D-I-N-A-T-E. Coordinate. To organize activities. Here's how we can use that word in a sentence. Agencies coordinate efforts. Yeah. As a matter of fact, there is a program that is being launched today, Grenada to launch Decent Work Country program, and it is coordinated, it is organized, it is, put together by the Ministry of Labor in coordination with the international partners and other local stakeholders. Yeah, so coordinate, it means to organize activities. That's the word of the day. Lovey, good morning to you. Hope you're doing fine. Yeah, hope all is well. Tanti, Marcy, Keisha, Khalid, good morning to you. Hope you all are doing fine. All the wonderful folks at Care Bears, good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah. German, good morning to you too. Tanti and Tempe, good morning. And Philip, how are you doing? The folks in Rady and Coconut and Mount Parnassus, good morning. Mr. Kennedy Roberts, good morning. How are you doing, bro? Yeah, just feeling kind of lovish this morning. Love lifted me, man. Eggies and Chief, good morning. Sylvina Charles say, innocent, how you know people so? I'm a true Grenadian. Brenda Durant, good morning. Monica Meros Williams, good morning to you. Daddy Godwin and Miss Joan, good morning. Nice. The folks in Grandlands Valley, good morning. Hope you all are doing fine, yeah? Frequenty. Good morning, Miss Cadet. Good morning to you, right? Mommy Queen and the entire home circle, good morning. The motivational tip of the day is up next. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. That is so true. You ever notice that sometimes you're in a bad situation, right? 10%, you know, 90% of it is how you deal with it, how you react to it. You're in a bad situation. Why? Because bad things happen to good people sometimes, and bad people too. Things do not always go how we expect them, how we want them, how we plan them. All right? And you think, you worry, you wonder, you ponder, you stress, but 10% of that is you. All right, the event that actually occurred. But 90% of the outcome is dependent on how you react to it. Yep. Yeah. Hermitage, good morning. St. John. Yolan Swan, good morning to you. Destined to win over Kama. Good morning. Michelle Bernard just joined us. Jennifer Colimo, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. The Bishop family in Latant, good morning. And go right across the road and tell uncle, not uncle, but cousin Oliver Joseph and his family, I say good morning as well. Mando, good morning. What's buzzing this morning? Let's see. Well, a Grenadian dancer, King Kayak, was honored. That's good news. And Grenada to launch a decent work country program today. In the region, Haitian government moves to strengthen election security. Internationally, 3 killed in shooting at California mosque. And in sports, Kirani the Jaguar James, when everyone thought he should be bowing down and out of competition, when he just set a new record in the Glasgow Commonwealth Games, yeah? And we also hear that the GFA closes a transfer window ahead of new season. Those stories are buzzing and they will be coming up right after these messages. Don't you go anywhere. The AM edition of News, Sports and the Weather, that comes up just in a while. Gracelyn Buckmeyer, good morning. How are you doing this morning? Hope you're doing fine, yeah? My friend Balloon out there in England, good morning to you. And while there, good morning to my sons Casey and Brandon out there. Hey guys, life is living. As Raylene would say, life is life, and you understand what I'm saying? Teacher Dawn, good morning to you, and Kaylee and Anaya. Brittany, good morning. Cardi, good morning. Yeah. It's a good day to have a good day. Folks, the AM edition of News, Sports and the Weather comes up right after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
At 5 p.m. on August 5th, 1944, the schooner Island Queen sailed out of the St. George's Harbor. On board were some of Grenada's brightest and best sons and daughters. What happened afterwards remains a mystery.
Where Island Queen gone?
Heritage Theatre Company presents Lucy's Straw Hat, a full-length drama written and directed by Chris DeRiggs, a moving story about a family caught up in the drama of this great mystery. Meet Hyacinth, haunted and always ready to do mischief.
Rich man, he'll make him sign for you?
Lucy, beautiful and headstrong.
I had a dream, Mommy, but Hyacinth was there, holding my hand.
Lucy's Straw Hat at Grenada Trade Center on Saturday 13th and Sunday 14th June, and at Deluxe Cinema on Saturday 20th and Sunday 21st June. Advance tickets $60, $75 at the door. Come join us.
Where Island Queen gone?
Life doesn't stand still. It moves. It grows. It asks you to believe in what's next. Your first car. Owning your home. The business you build. The future you choose to invest in. Life moves in steps. When you're ready to take the next one, we're here to help you move forward with banking solutions designed for life. From vehicle financing and mortgages to education savings, credit solutions, and support for your growing business. Republic Bank, ready for life, every step.
Distributed by Echo Blue Limited. Visit us on the Lansopine Main Road or call 405-4818.
This is the morning edition of news for today, Tuesday, 19th May 2026. In the headlines, Grenadian dancer King Kayak honored, and Grenada to launch Decent Work Country program. In the region, Haitian government moves to strengthen election security. Internationally, 3 killed in shooting at California mosque. And in sports, Kirani Jaguar James does it again, and the GFA closes transfer window ahead of the new season. The details to these after these messages.
Are you looking for a reliable, affordable, and customer-friendly pharmacy? Look no further than Hills and Valley Pharmacy, the nation's leading healthcare products and services provider. We are committed to serving you at convenient locations. Find an extensive and affordable selection of prescription and over-the-counter drugs and medical supplies at Church Street, Hillsborough, Carriacou, Jubilee Street, Grenville, St. Andrew, near the bus terminal, and Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George. Our committed team is always available to offer valuable assistance for managing your health and wellness. Discover the additional benefits of our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street and our Medcare Center on Grenville Street, where we provide in-house physiotherapy, massage therapy, doctor consultations, and eye care services. Our commitment is to satisfy all your healthcare needs, including competitive prices, loyalty rewards, and special discounts for seniors. Contact us at 435-6904 and WhatsApp 535-4734. Choose Hills and Valley Pharmacy. Remember, your health is our business.
Served Grenada for decades, we are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sunny Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wire and accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada, St. George. Sudden Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
Looking to shop online from your favorite stores like Amazon and Shein? With GPC Global, it's never been easier. Get your very own US address and shop from around the world.
Good Tuesday morning, everyone, with the news in detail. I am Gordon Joseph as we welcome graphics and his team from Hot 98 FM. In the local news, dancer and choreographer King Kayak was among 12 Grenadians honored during the Spice Excellence Awards in New York City. The event highlighted Grenadians for outstanding contributions and achievements in their respective fields. King Kayak, whose real name is Wendell Bullen and who hails from Carriacou, made history in 2025 when he performed on the Super Bowl Heritage halftime stage alongside Kendrick Lamar. Other honorees include Kevin Crown, Yvette Noel Shaw, Glenda Cox, Dr. Lisa Radix, Dr. Tristan Smith, Davone Alexis, Fainwell, and Hollis Mop, Mr. Killer. The event formed part of a wider weekend of diaspora engagement activities ahead of Grenada's Diaspora Homecoming, which is scheduled for June 21st to July 5th, 2026. Grenada will officially launch its Decent Work Country program for the period 2026 to 31 or 2031, and that launch is on today, May 19th, at the Grenada Trade Center. The program was developed through a tripartite arrangement of government, employers, and trade unions with support from the International Labour Organization. The Ministry of Legal Affairs, Labor and Consumer Affairs says the program aims to strengthen labor governance, improve workplace safety, and expand social protection. The launch was officially scheduled for May 1st, 2026, International Labor Day, but was postponed following consultations with stakeholders. Today's launch and signing ceremony is expected to bring together government representatives, employers, workers, and international partners. And finally, on the local scene, the Ministry of Carriacou and Petite Martinique Affairs and Local Government says road rehabilitation work is continuing on both sister islands. In Petite Martinique, officials say the Madame Pierre Road project is nearing completion with more than 2,400 feet of concrete roadway already paved. The ministry says preparations are also underway for the start of the Kendance Road project, which will form part of the next phase of road rehabilitation on the island. Meanwhile, in Carriacou, work is progressing on the Cart Road project in Boussejou, where a long-standing dirt road is being upgraded to a concrete roadway. Officials say the projects are part of broader efforts to modernize transportation infrastructure and improve connectivity across Carriacou and Petite Martinique. That concludes the local segment of news. Stay with us, the regional and international developments, along with the sports and the weather. They're straight ahead. It's 6 minutes on to 7 o'clock. In the region, we hear that Haitian Prime Minister Alex Didier Films-Aimé has launched a nationwide training program to strengthen electoral security ahead of Haiti's planned general elections in 2026. The initiative brings together judicial officials, police and security forces to improve election preparedness and enforce anti-corruption measures. Officials said the program is part of the government's broader strategy to restore security, revive the economy, and organize fair, credible, inclusive, and equitable elections. General elections in Haiti are currently scheduled for August 30th, 2026, with a possible second round on December 6th, 2026. Looking further afield, 3 people were killed in a shooting at the Islamic Center of San Diego in California in what authorities investigating as a possible hate crime. Police say 2 suspected gunmen aged 17 and 19 were later found dead from apparent self-inflicted gunshot wounds. Among those killed was a security guard at the mosque complex, which also houses a school. Authorities say no children were injured. San Diego Police Chief Scott Wall said investigators are treating the incident as a hate crime because the attack targeted an Islamic center. U.S. officials and community leaders have condemned the shooting, while police in several cities have increased security around the mosques as a precaution. That concludes the local segment, the regional and international segment of news. Stay with us, the sports is straight ahead. Well, good morning, sporting fans. This is a very interesting story as we hear that Grenada's most decorated athlete, Kirani the Jaguar James, he did it again. He continues to dominate even as he is expected to give up competing. James set a new record in the Glasgow Commonwealth Games yesterday, setting a games record of 44.25 seconds. GBN will give you a more comprehensive story in our later newscasts. The Grenada Football Association, the GFA, has officially closed its player transfer window ahead of the 2026-27 football season. A total of 68 player transfers were completed across 20 clubs during the transfer period. Among the major moves was the transfer of Sawan Mack from Hurricanes SC to St. John's Sports Club. Division 1 clubs recorded the highest activity with 35 transfers, while Premier League clubs completed 31 moves. Division 2 clubs finalized 2 transfers. GFA General Secretary Carl Lee says the level of activity reflects the growing ambition of local clubs ahead of the new season. Clubs are now expected to shift their focus to final preparations and pre-season training. That's the sporting highlights. Stay with us. We'll have more sports during our luncheon and primetime newscast. The weather forecast is straight ahead.
Choose my toilet paper, made right here in the Isle of Spice. Cherish space off Harbor Bay, super value every day. The price is right and locally they're made. Support local when you purchase Cherish and other quality brands from Grenada Paper Products.
And folks, for the latest weather forecast, we now join forecaster Tricia Miller at the forecast desk at the MBIA. Good morning, Tricia.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you, listeners of GBN. It's a partly cloudy morning here at the airport. Winds are from the east-southeast at 14 miles per hour. Barometric pressure 15.8 millibars, which is above the mean, and it's rising. Present temperature 28.2 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity 75%. Yesterday's maximum temperature was 30.9 degrees Celsius, and the minimum temperature last night was 26.9 degrees Celsius. Over the past 24 hours, only 0.2 of a millimeter in rainfall was recorded here at the MBIA. This brings the total for the month so far to 7 millimeters. Now the public forecast valid for today and tonight for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. The weather is expected to be mostly fair but slightly hazy with a few light isolated showers. Winds easterly to east-southeasterly at 12 to 22 miles per hour. Today's maximum temperature is expected to get up to 31 degrees Celsius. Seas moderate to slightly rough, waves 6 to 8 feet in open waters. A marine advisory remains in effect. Tides will be low around 10 a.m. and high about 4 p.m. Sunset this evening at 6:25. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 5:42. So just to recap, the weather is expected to be mostly fair but slightly hazy with a few light isolated showers. From the Met Office, Tricia Miller.
Thank you very much, Tricia. Have yourself a wonderful day now. Folks, the weather forecast came to you with the kind compliments of Rennick & Thompson Company Limited.
It's game on. And you may not be able to predict the scoreline or who will win each game. And you sure can't predict who will be the champion. But what is predictable is that Quartz has what you need to watch the games the way you want to every time. It's game on. Quartz, bringing value home.
It's 1 minute after 7 o'clock. To end the news, a recap of the headlines. Grenadian dancer King Kayak honored during diaspora engagement event in New York. And Grenada to launch Decent Work Country program. In the region, Haitian government moves to strengthen election security. Internationally, 3 killed in shooting at California mosque. And in sports, Dr. Kirani James does it again. And the GFA closes transfer window ahead of new season. That has been the morning edition of news for today, Tuesday, the 19th day of May 2026. On behalf of the entire news department and all those who made this newscast possible, I am Gordon Joseph, wishing you a great, wonderful day, and hope you're productive and be positive today. Also extending that invitation to you to stick and stay with the network, because we are with you anywhere and everywhere. To Graphics and your team from Hot 98 FM, we say thank you for sharing your time with us. Now have a great morning, everybody. Bye-bye.
Looking for the perfect pre-carnival fete? Then get ready for Rhythm and Spice, a Rotary brunch experience happening Sunday, June 28th from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. at Quarantine Point Recreational Park. Enjoy an afternoon of bold flavors, vibrant rhythms, and unforgettable vibes featuring Sakina and the Alpha One Band, plus guest artists and DJs. Early bird tickets are just $200 and available now on GoToFet.com. Dress code brunch chic, island elegance with spice-inspired tones. Hosted by the Rotary Club of Grenada. Proceeds support Rotary community projects. Rhythm and Spice, Sunday, June 28th, Quarantine Point Recreational Park. Sip, savor, socialize, support.
When you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. Oh, I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me whenever you're in need. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide. The light that shines our way. Wherever you run me, we'll make your dreams come true. Next time, next time, next time, next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Picture this, a tangerine-colored sunset, cool tropical breeze, and a plate full of perfection. Sunday, May 24th, the day before the holiday. Grenada, get ready to live your best life at Unbothered Brunch, the tropical tangerine edition. We are taking over the Ariza car park from 4 p.m. It's going to be a vibe you can't replicate. Featuring live performances by Rita and the Ultimate Perfection Band, the Fahrenheit Band, and the Groovy Master himself, Short Pre. Keeping the energy going. Get ready for Kingpin and Graphic Sounds. Here's the best part. This is a food-inclusive event, so come hungry and leave happy. Tickets are just $150. Grab yours now at gotofet.com or any authorized outlet. Sunday, May 24th, we're outside for Unbothered Brunch, the Tropical Tangerine Edition.
Running a small business can be hard. The early mornings, the long hours, the constant hustle to make every sale count. But these days, more customers carry cards, not cash. And that often means a missed sale. Not anymore. With the tap-to-phone service from Co-op Bank, you can have an easy, secure way to accept payments using only your smartphone. No terminals, no cables, no setup fees, just your phone. Now every entrepreneur, barbers, vendors, taxi operators, creatives and more can accept card payments instantly, fast, simple, and backed by Visa's trusted global network. Sign up for Tap to Phone today, because doing business just got easier.
Looking to shop online from your favorite stores like Amazon and Shein? With GPC Global, it's never been easier. Get your very own US address and shop from around the world. With GPC Global, you can order the latest trends and must-have items, all delivered straight to Grenada to your closest post office for your pickup. We offer the cheapest rates, and our service is reliable and quick. No more waiting for weeks for your packages. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Join the Grenada Postal family today and start shopping smarter. Visit us online at www.grenadapostal.com or call us on 437-POST. That's 437-7678. GPC Global, your gateway to the world.
In Grenada, sports aren't just a game, they're a way of life. They teach discipline, teamwork, and resilience. They inspire the next generation to push boundaries and chase excellence. That's why the Investment Migration Agency of Grenada is proud to support sports initiatives as part of our commitment to youth and national development. When we invest in sports programs, we invest in the future. We invest in the health and well-being of our youth, and we invest in broadening Grenada's reach, proudly connecting our athletes, our talent, and our nation to a global community. Together, we all go further. The Investment Migration Agency. Unlock the possibilities.
The Grenville Cooperative Credit Union introduces its new digital platform, managing your finances at any time from anywhere.
As a part-time student, balancing work and studies can be a real challenge. But with GCCU's digital app, these worries are no more. My parents can now remotely transfer funds to my account and I can check my balance at any time, giving me the freedom to achieve my goals.
My days can be long and tedious. With this app, I can ensure my loan is paid on time, transfer funds to someone else's account, and check my balances. I don't have to rush to do business during my lunch hour or after work anymore.
With this app, I can request checks to pay my suppliers, letters for my business transactions. I don't have to leave my farm to go stand in line.
The Grenville Credit Union digital platform. It's convenient and secure banking right at your fingertips. Download the app today from the Play Store or App Store or call 442-8602, 459-4325 or 416-8467 for further information.
Ten minutes after 7 o'clock, that's the time. At this time, I'm joining Sergeant Troy Paul from the Traffic Department of the RGPF for this morning's traffic report. Good morning, Sarge.
A pleasant morning to you and also to your listeners, especially our drivers, pedestrians, and anyone using the road network at this time and hearing the sound of our voices. It is always a pleasure to let persons know what is happening in the tri-island state of Grenada, Carriacou, and VT Martinique as it relates to traffic-wise. And this morning, we're definitely going to let persons know that at this particular moment, most of the areas, traffic is moderately flowing through and through most of our towns and all its adjoining roads throughout the tri-island state of Grenada. And so at this particular time, there is no unnecessary obstruction or no unusual reports or occurrences that persons can that can delay or deny persons from getting to whatever destination that they have to at this particular time, at this particular moment. With the exception of areas such as the St. Paul's public road, not just that, but traffic coming out from that direction onto the Lucas Street roundabout at this particular moment. So traffic is there, just a little heavier than normal, but it's still manageable at this particular time. As we stated, however, all other areas at this particular time is moderately flowing at this time. So we do have the accident for the past 24 hours. And the accident for the past 24 hours, we had a total of 13 minor accidents reported. 13, where we had yesterday 5. And we see a significant increase of 200, almost 200%. And it tells that there was a rather busy day for members of the traffic department, where we had traffic headquarters reported a total of 4 minor. St. David's 2, Grand Ride 1, the South was also busy as well with 4 minor. St. Paul's also had 2 minor, giving us a total of 13 minor accidents reported 40 past 24 hours. So we see here that definitely that there was a number of accidents reported in the tri-island state of Grenada, and it's a real call for concern as it is to compare to the following day as it relates to reported accidents. It gives me the pleasure to let persons know their manner of behavior along the road. Most of the times is either dangerous, reckless, or careless in which they drive. So if you fail to check your vehicle before leaving home, it is a reckless maneuver. And it is rather careless as it is to doing the necessary function checks before leaving home. The manner in which you drive, it can either be dangerous or reckless or careless as well, especially if you fail to obey traffic signs, if you fail to yield at roundabout, etc., etc. And once you pick up that device while you're driving, it's distracting you from whatever that you're doing at that particular time. So it's a salient call for drivers, especially you pedestrians as well. You have your responsibility. Motorcyclists and cyclists, you have a responsibility to ensure that you drive, you ride, especially if you're a parent rider. You have an obligation for them as well, their safety, to ensure that all these things happen while you are driving or if you're about to drive, especially throughout the day and more so at the night. We do have some bit of information as relates to the National Disaster Management Agency, NADMA. There's an exercise that will be conducting over the next 3 days, starting from today. The NADMA will conduct exercise Elevate starting at May 19 to the 21st, 2026, the St. George's Grenada Friday. It says that we have an exercise, especially the countryside, Kuma to be precise, where we will have mass casualties, so persons traveling along that road, and you may observe it is nothing to be alarmed. It's just an exercise. So the emergency team will be testing the response and so on. So definitely you will have some delay in traffic along that Kuma public road that's just after Grand Bacolet heading to the Grenville direction. There will be also hurricane warning and hurricane blow. So then you will see from time to time where the different flags are displayed, and you may see response team in certain areas in the town of St. George, in St. John, and other areas which will be affected by that simulation exercise. So we asking persons to be aware and be patient and be cautious while those exercises will be conducted over the next 3 days. Exercise Elevate, so please take note. Well, we know that persons who have not left home as yet, we urge you to please leave home so they can avoid the traffic rush or congestions. That's the best way to beat traffic congestion is by leaving home early. And we do know that once you enter the traffic, and depending on the time you stay in traffic, you know exactly how much time to leave home earlier than the following day. Also, we want persons to get to work safely and on time, so we definitely would have officers in strategic positions to assist in the regulating of traffic on morning time, especially this morning, to have some easement in the movement of traffic in those choke areas or the areas which we have normal challenge with. And we do have a slight increase in the traffic at this time in most of the areas. It's not by much, but we do have just a light, heavier flow of traffic in most of the reported areas this morning. So drivers, please take note as you travel along, especially heading to the south of the island if you're coming from the Falls or California direction, heading into the Grandlands direction as well, and most of our towns at this particular time. And that is all that we have for questions this morning as we try to wrap things up this morning. Any questions from you this morning?
Not one at all. Just, of course, want us to be vigilant on the nation's roads. Those of us in authority, make sure from your perspective, make sure that all the traffic markings and so forth are, properly painted so that people have no no excuse to say they did not see or they did not know. And we know that ignorance of the law is not an excuse, but we just want to make sure that we give them all the tools and requisites that they need to ensure that they, behave themselves on the nation's roads. But that's it.
Yes, and I'm glad you mentioned that because we already are looking into starting the process of resurfacing most of the areas as it relates to signage. So I'm glad that you spoke of that this morning. So that is all that we have as we wrap things up this morning.
Okay.
And the question that we normally ask every morning, and we're definitely going to ask it this morning, if you are texting or doing anything else while you're supposed to be driving or maneuvering that vehicle,
then who is driving?
Is driving.
Who's driving? Have a good day, Sarge.
You as well and your entire team at GBN.
Thank you very much. Folks, that has been the traffic report. We take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we start the conversation. It's going to be an interesting morning.
When the 30th of May 2026, look at my grill. It's all about color and taste. We don't want no burn up chicken, We want chicken with color and golden brown. I know all you watching that chicken, and all you ready to eat it. And all you, it's tasting good. It's tasting good. Come now, we do all the thing now, man.
Fire up the coals, bring the flavor. It's time to crown the King of the Grill. Maggie King of the Grill 2026 is calling you. Think you got the creativity, the skills, and the fire to rule the grill? This is the ultimate showdown for chefs, backyard masters, and the food lovers alike. Step up, show your talent, and claim your spot among the best. With over $5,000 in cash and prizes to be won, the stakes has never been hotter. Happening Saturday, May the 30th. Register now. Call or WhatsApp 407-8458. But hurry, registration close April the 30th. Don't wait. Bring your fire, bring your flavor, and bring your A-game. Maggie, King of the Grill 2026, where champions are made on the grill.
Maggie King of the Grill is powered by Maggie, enhancing your flavors. Rubis, Blue Bubbles Tenton Rentals, Grenada Paper Products, Granville Credit Union, Flow, Budget Foods, My Finance Grenada, Carib Breweries, Ride Go Grenada, Glenelg Spring Water, and Grenada Bottling Company Limited. Maggie King of the Grill and Food Festival, where flavor meets fire.
The Ministry of Agriculture White Potato Production Initiative is an OECS sub-regional project aimed at reducing Grenada's reliance on imported white potatoes, which in 2025 had an imported value of over 4.5 million EC dollars. The White Potato Production Initiative is part of the Ministry of Agriculture's food security drive and is being undertaken with the simultaneous cultivation of other crops such as sweet potatoes, pineapples, coconuts, carrots, and other vegetables. Other OECS countries like Dominica and St. Vincent and the Grenadines are already at an advanced stage in white potato production, with Dominica completely cutting the import of white potatoes during the first quarter of 2026. Grenada is now preparing to advance production for better output in 2027. The Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Forestry, ensuring food and nutrition security for all.
You've arrived in paradise. You felt the rhythm. Now let's make sure you say it right.
My name is Florian. I'm from the beautiful Aida Perla cruise ship. So today, like we Germans say, we are in Grenada. But I heard in English it's called Grenada. Say it right. Grenada.
Say it right.
Grenada.
That's right. Grenada. There we go. Say it right. It's Grenada. It's not
or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome, viewers and listeners, to the first leg of the conversation. I've got with me in the studio two goodly gentlemen. To my immediate right is Mr.
Leroy Kwame Macmillan.
Leroy Kwame Macmillan, and there is a Macmillan as well, a brother.
Yes.
Correct. Yes.
Jockey Macmillan.
Okay, and they are here this morning in their capacity as founding members of the Munich Foundation.
Brotherhood Foundation.
Brotherhood Foundation.
Yes.
Okay, tell us about it, guys.
Well, basically what happens, it's a non-political affiliated organization. It's a non-profit organization, and it's a community-based organization. You are using all these three.
Right. Okay, the three.
To clarify it, yes.
Okay, and what is the main intent and purpose of your grouping?
Well, the main purpose and intent of the organization is to sort of bring the community back together, because we had an old tradition before in Munich where the community was engaged in the bringing up of a child, and they still have that old tradition. It's like an old Afrocentric sort of values. So we, looking back, coming in from America, Canada, Miami, England, which I come from, we thought, look, when we look around, there's nothing happening. Munich is dead.
Right.
So we want to rekindle that. The foundation, but it's an all-included organization. We're not here to take over Munich. We want everybody to engage. We used to have scouting. We used to have everything before.
Okay.
And now you don't see nothing there happening. There is a few little groups, but nothing.
Yeah, nothing major. Well, as a matter of fact, that is rather interesting, because I was talking with my folks from the Grenada Tourism Authority, and I was saying that Munich, I was trying to embark on an initiative to create a Mayok festival.
Yeah, Maniok, yeah.
Maniok festival in Munich, because Munich is known for that.
Yes.
Making the farine and all this kind of thing. So yeah, it's interesting. So Joachim, what has the response been like thus far, from the community?
So far we engaged in a small project. We put up signs around Munich, so people driving through Munich know where is Munich, with Munich staff, with Munich, and we did signs with sub-villages inside of Munich. So Munich is a very big place, and there's little roads here and there that even locals, they was not aware over the time is the names and the location, the boundaries of New York, Munich kind of fade away.
Yeah. Oh, New York,
yeah. Sorry, that was just a mistake. Well, we want to make Munich like New York.
Yes, right. Okay, good. So how do you intend to go about that? Because this sort of work could be costly. How do you go about raising funds, and or you pumping your own resources into it? Or?
Well, this is our first coming together. Because we were here for a funeral of one of the comrades, Joseph Roberts, who you probably might know.
Yes.
And his brother is Leo, who was the postmaster.
Yes.
And he passed away, and he was very close to us. We were very good friends. We were engaged in the previous revolution, blah, blah, you know.
Okay.
And out of that came this organization.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we had to go in and help organize certain aspects of the whole ceremony when you passed away.
You're right. Okay.
And the committee came together, and it worked.
Yeah.
So we need to do more of this.
I wish.
Yeah.
I wish for the love of God. I wish that you can rekindle that sort of fire in Munich and let it spread back through Grenada, because I keep saying time and time again, I remember as a little boy, my mom is from Munich, right? The Maxwins from Munich.
Yeah.
Okay? And Leonard and Auntie Anne and Auntie Joan and everybody, Petlin and you know.
Yes.
That's my people. We speak every morning. All right? But I remember where I grew up in Moya.
Yes, in
right?
Moya. Livingston.
It doesn't matter which house I'm in on a morning time or a midday, I'm eating as though it's normal.
Yeah.
I'm doing something wrong and Miss Willis could cut my tail.
Yeah.
Pep and Pax and all those guys and them. So the village was responsible for bringing us up as children. But that has, you know, the day of technology came about and people get so selfish and everybody into themselves and so forth. So I wish Munich can do that and become a sort of prototype.
Yeah, well, that's the objective. One of the objectives is to use it as a template, because we don't want to just focus. We're focusing on Munich, but we want it to spread, because Grenada has value. And we recognize the value. I mean, our Prime Minister has Munich connection.
Yep.
You know, his dad was one of the guys that grew us up, Peter, you know?
Yeah.
Right? So we want to, and also, sorry, just to diverge a little bit, in Munich, there is everything. There is doctors, there is dentists, there is pilot, there is journalists, there is there is so many things. There is priests, there is nuns, everybody. I mean, that small village, there is supreme judges, you know, and all this kind of thing. So we need to engage these people, to engage with us and contribute. Now, I mean, just to diverge again, just to say something special. Now, he's an educator, Joachim is an educator in art, in the art world. You know, and his contribution is major, because art, everything is art. A dot on the wall is art. You know, you put a line across a page is art, and people is attracted to artwork. You know, there is other guys who specialize in electronics and plumbing. You know, we just use all our skill. I'm involved in nutrition, fitness, and all this type of stuff. You know, so we want to put that together and get the people back. You know, we mightn't achieve it in one day, but step by step, because we started this weekend. From this weekend, our first time.
What was it like?
No, we're going to be starting
this weekend coming. Okay.
You know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's why we are here in Grenada.
I remembered in years gone by, there used to be a big concert in Munich.
Yes.
Was it around Easter thereabout?
Mm-hmm.
I remembered coming and see the Barbadian Calypsonian Gabi perform up there.
Yes.
Griner and those guys and them. So you're very quiet. So you're the visionary behind this thing. Or you're looking at my studio and saying, what a waste of art. Let's do some art here.
Now, they're just here to represent the group and support Kwame and on communicating to the public on the goals and what the group want to achieve.
Okay, so have you set timelines for certain tasks to get completed, certain milestones? What are your timelines?
Yes, well, from this weekend onwards, we will come to some common understanding. For example, like on Friday, we have activities Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then everybody go back.
Okay.
Friday, we have what we call a community cook-up, right? You're welcome.
Well, Brooklyn, go see me this time.
Yeah, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn always telling me, come up, Munich, come up, Munich,
then
come home.
On Saturday, we have something at like a big community coming together at one of the halls in Munich, Nita Hall. And what we do is explaining to people what our objective is and leaving it in the hands of the people so that they can all come together. So we basically is triggering off something. You know, that's the whole objective.
But you all are you all based here now, or you all go back?
None of us is based here.
Right. So in your absence, you would have a local core group that will be coordinating and doing stuff on.
Yes, but we also have what we call a group meeting on once a month. Yeah. Like how you call Zoom.
A Zoom meeting.
Yeah. A WhatsApp.
Yeah, WhatsApp group.
WhatsApp group. So from here, we will go back to Munich. We talk to all people that are community leaders and stuff like that, or organization, because there's also an organization called the Cassava Group.
Right.
Yeah. There's one called the Munich Expats with Nesto and them guys and them Gibbs. And these guys and them, right? Brian Gibbs. Urban Mason is one of the key players too. He look after the grounds in the school, and you know. So after this weekend, we can look at what move next to make.
Okay.
You know, because this is the first time, you know.
So Friday, this weekend is your sort of launching.
Launching, exactly.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. At the end, let's say, look at it at a 1 year span, right? Next year, time as now, let's say God permits us to see. When you come back to my program, what would you like to have seen to say, yes, we're making some headway? What are your 1 year kind of goals?
Well, we want to see the hatching of chickens. You know, basically, the eggs is in place.
Right.
You know, when we come back next time, we want to see fowls, not chicken anymore.
No more eggs.
Yeah. So, basically, we want to look at education. So, for example, my brother would go into the schools today, Munich School.
That's Joachim?
No, another member, which is Delroy.
Okay.
Another Macmillan. So Delroy. Then we have Eric Rogers. We have Raymond Roberts. We have Elvin Kelly's. We have Bernard Mark, who is a key player. You know. We have Joachim, who is, again, another key player. And did I forget anyone? But these guys and them, we are the guys that really putting this thing together.
Okay.
You know, so we using the school as a stepping stone, because the younger ones, you have to build them.
Yeah, you're looking for posterity.
Yes, and longevity.
Yeah, when the master call you back, you want to know that it's continued.
Yes, there's report you need to.
Yeah, okay.
You know, we were going to have some sports activities, but what we decided to do, we have games and fun on Saturday.
Okay.
So we have dominoes, cards, you know, and music and thing in the community on Saturday. And all of this is free.
Okay.
Yeah, we put our own money together and contributed, each one of us have contributed something out of the 7 to start the program.
Well, I am happy to hear that is happening in Munich. And as you rightfully say, the PM has his roots there. That's where he originated, you could say.
Yes.
He was born somewhere else, but he came from Munich, just like myself.
Yes.
So I know that he would really, really love this initiative, and he will, you know, through his goodness, see what can be done. Maybe it always only takes a spark to get the fire going. So once you start, maybe you can bring proposals to him and his agencies or wherever, and get Munich up and about as you would like to see it again, as it used to be.
Yeah, because remember, there is no community activities, and Munich had good cricketers, good footballers, good runners, good, just everything.
Yeah,
we had the best scout.
Was it total package?
Yeah, and it's sad to see that nothing is happening, and we really, really want something to take place.
Okay.
So we are now engaging, and the other thing is that we are not here to, as I said earlier, to take over Munich. we are here to just start something for the community and for where we want the community to engage in these activities. You know, so we inviting every single person in the community or people of Munich origin to come up and celebrate with us over the weekend.
Okay. Well, I want to take the opportunity and wish you all the best. It's a noble initiative.
Yes.
And as time progresses, you will see how Munich turns around, you know, modernize, and I like the signage parts of it and so forth. And just basically getting the community back together.
Yes, well, as I said, it's something. Education is liberation, and you know, so that's one of the motto that we have.
Okay.
You know,
all right.
As I said here, we have a really prolific artist. I mean, you probably should check out his work. It's really.
When I come up over the weekend.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, make sure you have them on display, right?
It's online. It's, you know, you can see them.
Okay.
You have a website, jockeyMacMillan.com. I have oils on canvas. Available for sale.
Okay.
And I also have a clothing brand, which is the name is Mosaic.
Okay. All right. Okay, well, like again I said, congratulations on that. I think it's a wonderful initiative, and I hope it can be used throughout our, you know, beautiful island, and let's see the communities coming back together. So congratulations and all the best going forward.
Yeah, and you're doing a very good job. You know, we listen to you in London.
Okay.
On a daily basis. Well, me personally. Yeah. You're very popular in London anyway. Just to give you some true credits. Yeah.
Really? Oh,
you
wow.
probably see calls coming through.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And this is part of what we want.
Okay.
No, you're a Munich man.
Yeah, I am.
So we expect someone like you to be doing something with us.
I will come up over the weekend.
Yeah.
Right? And we'll take it from there.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
All the best.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
The Macmillans.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, that's it for the first leg of the conversation. Stick and stay with us. We'll be back. When we get back, I've got Dr. Tessa Sense here with us. We'll be back after this.
This is Ruby from Chinese Embassy. We will be part of the GBN King of the Grill on May 30th. So we will be presenting our authentic Chinese grill, and we welcome you to come out and join us in the festival and sample this. So see you there.
Fire up the coals, bring the flavor. It's time to crown the King of the Grill. Maggie King of the Grill 2026 is calling you. Think you got the creativity, the skills, and the fire to rule the grill? This is the ultimate showdown for chefs, backyard masters, and the food lovers alike. Step up, show your talent, and claim your spot among the best. With over $5,000 in cash and prizes to be won, the stakes has never been hotter. Happening Saturday, May the 30th. Register now. Call or WhatsApp 407-8458. But hurry, registration close April the 30th. Don't wait. Bring your fire, bring your flavor, and bring your A game. Maggie, King of the Grill 2026, where champions are made on the grill.
Maggie King of the Grill is powered by Maggie, enhancing your flavors. Rubis, Blue Bubbles Tent and Rentals, Grenada Paper Products, Granville Credit Union, Flow, Budget Foods, My Finance Grenada, Caribou Breweries, Ride Go Grenada, Glenelg Spring Water, and Grenada Bottling Company Limited. Maggie King of the Grill and Food Festival, where flavor meets fire.
Looking for the perfect pre-carnival fete? Then get ready for Rhythm and Spice, a Rotary brunch experience happening Sunday, June 28th from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. at Quarantine Point Recreational Park. Enjoy an afternoon of bold flavors, vibrant rhythms, and unforgettable vibes featuring Sakina and the Alpha One Band, plus guest artists and and DJs. Early bird tickets are just $200 and available now on GoToFet.com. Dress code brunch chic, island elegance with spice-inspired tones. Hosted by the Rotary Club of Grenada. Proceeds support Rotary Community Projects. Rhythm and Spice. Sunday, June 28th. Quarantine Point Recreational Park. Sip, savor, socialize, support.
At 5 p.m. on August 5th, 1944, the schooner Island Queen sailed out of the St. George's Harbor. On board were some of Grenada's brightest and best sons and daughters. What happened afterwards remains a mystery.
Where Island Queen gone?
Heritage Theatre Company presents Lucy's Straw Hat, a full-length drama written and directed by Chris DeRiggs, a moving story about a family caught up in the drama of this great mystery. Meet Hyacinth, haunted and always ready to do mischief.
Rich man, he'll make him sign for you?
Lucy, beautiful and headstrong.
I had a dream, Mommy, that Hyacinth was there, holding my hand.
Lucy's Straw Hat at Grenada Trade Center on Saturday 13th and Sunday 14th June, and at the Luke Cinema on Saturday 20th and Sunday 21st June. Advance tickets $60, $75 at the door. Come join us.
Where Island Queen gone?
It's game on. And you may not be able to predict the scoreline or who will win each game. And you sure can't predict who will be the champion. But what is predictable is that Quartz has what you need to watch the games the way you want to every time. It's game on. Quartz, bringing value home.
Picture this, a tangerine-colored sunset, cool tropical breeze, and a plate full of perfection. Sunday, May 24th, the day before the holiday. Grenada, get ready to live your best life at Unbothered Brunch, the tropical tangerine edition. We are taking over the Ariza car park from 4 p.m. It's going to be a vibe you can't replicate. Featuring live performances by Rita and the Ultimate Perfection Band, the Fahrenheit Band, and the Groovy Master himself, Short Pre. Keeping the energy going. Get ready for Kingpin and Graphic Sounds. Here's the best part. This is a food-inclusive event, so come hungry and leave happy. Tickets are just $150. Grab yours now at gotofet.com or any authorized outlet. Sunday, May 24th, we're outside for Unbothered Brunch, the Tropical Tangerine Edition.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners. As promised, I told you that I will be having a dear friend of mine from way back when. But this morning, we're not here to talk so much of our friendship, right? We're here to talk with Miss Tessa, Dr. Tessa Sincere. Good morning, my dear.
Good morning, Innocent. I can say Innocent.
Of course.
Good morning, Innocent. Good morning to your viewers and listeners.
And how are you this morning?
I am blessed and highly favored, living under the grace of God. I like to say.
Yes. You've gotten big, right?
I have put on 2 pounds.
No, I'm not talking fat. When I knew you were, we were much younger.
Well, true.
Yeah, we were much younger.
But we were aging quite nicely, I must say.
Yeah. I don't know if you ever noticed that some of our students, when I meet them, I say, but all of us getting old same time.
Well, I had a similar experience just the other day in the supermarket. And the gentleman, he saw me coming. I said, good evening. And he and his friends were there and they having a conversation. And then he said something. And I said, just go ahead and tell them what you want to say. He said, that was my teacher.
Yeah. And we all older. I'm seeing some ex-students of mine with more gray hairs than me.
Oh, well, aging happens. And then gray hair is a whole different story. So.
But we're not here for that this morning.
Yeah.
There are folks who are anxious. They've been hearing about Dr. Tessa Sincere in the news. They've been seeing your work on social media and so forth. Who exactly is Tessa?
Well, I'm just small. I still call myself small. A small lady from Canal Road, just under Sass Hill. Grew up to humble parents. My mother used to work in the Nutmeg Pool in Grenville, and my father used to be the steward of the hospital. That was his last stint, but his whole life he spent in agriculture. So my father was actually Norton Taylor, and a lot of people know the Taylors of Paradise. So my aunt was the matron of the hospital. My father worked in agriculture, and Caldwell Taylor, who was ambassador, happens to be my very first cousin.
Wow. So having come from such humble backgrounds and beginnings, and when I introduced you this morning, I said, Dr. Tessa Sincere. Tell us that journey.
That was an interesting journey, Innocent. It started with me attending the St. Andrew Anglican School in Grenville Primary School. I live just around the Bay Area on the Canal Road, Sass Hill, around that area. So I went to school there. We were Anglicans. And from there, I went to Grenville Secondary School, a school that is very dear to my heart. And, people tend to label schools and say this cannot happen from that school and so on.
Joke they're making.
And I say that with no apologies. I believe Grenville Secondary is one of the best schools, right? And I've taught there as well. So I know what the school is capable of when all teachers and community and everybody comes together. So I went to Grenville Secondary, and I went back to teach with some of my past teachers. You were there at that point as well. But before going back to teaching, I actually went to National College. It was Grenada National College at that time, not TAMCC. And I did A-level studies in modern language. So I did Spanish, French, and English for A-levels. And from there, I went back to GSS to teach. While there, I decided to pursue a bachelor's degree in educational administration at UWI. So I did that, took a little relax in between, and then I went on to the University of Leicester, where I did a Master's of Science in Human Resource Development and Performance Management. While there, I was approached by SGU to do some work, right? Because performance management, quality assurance, and so on. I did that work for them. They were satisfied with the work and offered me a position. And then I transitioned. The then chair, I guess he saw something that he wanted me to push me in a certain direction. And he kept on my back. He called me, not Wendy as you call me, but Tessa. And he said, Tessa, go ahead and try and do this, doctorate. And sometimes I dilly-dally. So I took a little while and I said, okay, let me pursue this. And then I did a doctorate in education with the University of Liverpool while working full-time at SGU, while being a full-time parent and spouse and community advocate and everything else that you can think about in between. And so that's the journey. And I explain this journey, Innocent, because I hear a lot of people saying, oh, I can't make it. Oh, I have so much things to do. Oh, the time is hard. And I said to them this morning, right? You just have to put your head down and get it done. It is possible. If you really want it, it is possible.
90% of the time, we are the ones that set us back,
True.
The challenges are there, 10%. But 90% of failure is dependent on you.
Very true. And you don't have to wait on anybody. I mean, I pushed through. I took student loan after student loan and paying and at the point of the doctorate, my advisor said to me, I have a scholarship and I'm willing to give you that scholarship. It didn't cover everything, but it did help. And so I was happy to receive that, and I just kept pushing through. The journey was not easy, obviously, because doing doctoral studies while you're working and having a family and so on is not easy. But sometimes I went to bed at 3 o'clock, coming from work, then getting into my doctoral work, and then getting up at 6 o'clock to prepare lunch and so on for my family, and then to get to work again. It is.
But you did it.
I did it.
And having done it, looking back and looking in, how do you feel?
I feel humbled by the process, the journey, because sometimes you really did not have. And we grew up, my parents grew me up not begging, as I would say, so reaching out to say I need assistance or so on, that was something new to me.
Right.
And I had to go to the bank, the credit union, and say, I need additional monies, and I took it in stages. I didn't take a lump sum. I managed that, and then I went back and asked for more, because there was no way that I'm starting this and not finishing it.
Right.
So looking in and backwards, it is quite a humbling journey, but it's also a very satisfying journey, because it gives you that sense of accomplishment. Not arrogance, but accomplishment, knowing where you came from and where you ended up. Now, I was the first person in my community to actually go to college, right. And my mother and my father insisted that this was going to happen. So I went to college, and then, university, and then, the different levels. So, and I see this journey as well, Innocent, as perhaps an inspiration for somebody. So I don't at all shy away from sharing the journey, because somebody may be listening or looking on, and seeing that you can come from nowhere and still end up somewhere.
There's a guy that has a tire shop going down Bacolet area there when you leave Redgate going towards Westerhall, and the name of it is From Nothing to Something.
Yeah.
And people think that he has that up just as a name he might have seen somewhere, but that is a reflection of his life, because I was talking with him not so long ago, and I said, I remembered you when I was going to McDonald College as a little, what you would call, I wouldn't say it. Just riding bicycle on the street and such as. My grandmother used to refer to me sometimes like that, an Owarian.
Right.
Like you just go from morning to night and come back just to eat and go. That was him. And he gave me his story, and he said, listen, my parents had nothing.
Yeah.
No money and so forth. Maybe my dad had certain things, but I was struggling. He worked from a very young age, and he said he's not allowing that to happen to his children.
Yeah.
And there he is, from nothing to something.
Yeah.
So to folks out there who think that, hey, your family history and so forth is like an indictment against your life, you have to change that.
Of course, and it's all about where you want to end up. It's not where you started. It is where you want to end up.
And what you're going to do to get there.
And what you're going to do to get there. Now, when I did Common Entrance and CPA just went, right, and I never shy away again from the opportunity to engage the young children. When I was growing up, CPA, my mother said to me, Tessa, you're not passing Common Entrance, Because, Innocent, I climbed every tree. I jammed crab. I was on the jetty fishing. I ended with the boys playing marble.
Is it fair to say that you were kind of tomboy?
I was a tomboy.
Okay.
I was a tomboy, and they had to literally call me when they needed me at home. So again, it's not where you started, but I believe those points in our lives are always very important. We cannot take them, and I would not have it any other way.
Yeah, I tell people, people would say, a number of things and so many things that I did wrong.
Yeah.
And I am looking at me today, and I'm saying it was all part of God's plan. Nothing is a surprise to Him.
Yep.
Because hadn't I gone through some of the things that I went through, I couldn't be who I am. Although I'm not where I'm going to be as yet.
Right.
Still a work in progress.
Right.
But it's all part of His plan.
True.
So the things that we go through in life, don't for once think it's a surprise to God. It's part of His plan.
And it's part of your testimony. It's part of the journey that you can share with other people to encourage them.
Yeah.
So now when I speak to young people, and I do that quite a bit, when I speak to them, I can share certain aspects of my life as an encouragement, So again, as you say, it's not a surprise. It's all in the plan.
It's part of the plan. It's part of, and the sooner we get to understand it, because we stress and we bother and we worry and we get all sort of anxiety disorders because life isn't going as we planned it. But then go back to the book, the manual. Many are the plans of man, but it's the master's purpose that gets fulfilled.
Correct.
So you could plan as much as you want, but if you say that is how, when I was forming you, where were you?
Exactly.
This is what you have to, you understand? You have to go through it.
Of course.
But you've progressed, you've transitioned in so many different ways. All right? A little misfortune, if you want to say that, but again, we just said it's not a surprise. You could have been the parliamentary representative for the constituency of St. Andrew North East.
Yes.
All right? So you're into politics. What has that transition been like?
It wasn't a difficult transition because before I got into politics, I was in service. I grew up with a mother that my brothers used to call Mother Teresa. So it was literally in us. And as children growing up, you vex because there is always somebody in the house. Somebody needed, as she would say, a night rest. Somebody needed a plate of food. Somebody needed. And sometimes she would send me. I'm the last. The bigger ones. And so the small ones get to do all the work, right? So I grew up having to go and drop food off for elderly people, take clothes, she would wash it and send it back and so on. So that was my mother. I grew up in that kind of service. And then when I started teaching, I got involved in youth work. And I've been in, I would say, almost every youth activity or aspect of youth work there is in the country. So that kind of service and transitioning into politics was really easy.
Tessa, you're saying that, and a memory that comes to me vividly. There was a dinner downstairs at Pearl's Church of God.
Yeah.
That time we were still in school, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you and Sean Eiffel, and
correct.
We were, I see us standing by the gate now and just all talking. I think at that time we were preparing for CXC or something. So
that's correct.
Yeah, we were talking exams. So that's how far we go back.
That's correct.
So when I hear people talk, if by chance they're not saying the right thing about Tessa, I can say that I know Tessa since, as my father would say, I know Tessa since she was a children. That's my father's favorite word. But what has the politics, getting involved in frontline partisan politics, how has it impacted you?
I think, first of all, it is a humbling experience, right? Because you have so many people coming to you for assistance, putting their trust in you, that they believe that you can help them, right? So that in itself is a humbling experience. It's quite an honor, actually, for people to, think, this person, I have needs or I have concerns or so on, and I can go to that person or I can call that person and have a conversation with them. So that's an interesting part of it. Obviously, it comes with its own kinds of challenges that, you can't shy away from. And I believe service has boundaries, like everything else. So there are times when you have to enforce boundaries, even though you're in politics. You see, service is not just giving without limitations, because at some point you will run out of energy, run out of time, run out of finances, right? Yeah. And people need to recharge. I find it very challenging, Innocent, for the climate of the politics that we have currently, especially as a woman in politics, right? I see the tribalism on social media, and I'm not here to point at any particular party. I'm here to speak as a people, as Grenadians, the way we engage with each other. And I understand that we're passionate about our politics. But because we're passionate doesn't mean that we have to resort to bullying or name-calling and mudslinging.
Yeah.
I think after 52 years of independence, we're better than this. We have grown. We've gone through a process. We need to elevate our conversations and our discourse about the issues, as opposed to just slinging mud on people's names, saying things that we know not to be true and so on. So I have had to deal with that as well.
But, when we look back, 52 years, right? We're supposed to have grown.
Yeah.
We should have grown. But individually, I just think that Grenadians, I know it happens in other Caribbean and regional territories, but I don't think at the proportion that we have it at. Grenadians just love ugly for others. You understand? I want all the good things to happen to me and all the best things to be said about me. And it doesn't matter what has to be done. Like we do not yet grasp that concept that outing someone else's light doesn't make yours shine brighter.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to put it. And there is a big enough pie that, all of us can get a share of. And there may be multiple pies. Today someone may get a slice, and tomorrow another person would get a slice. Everybody would not be able to get at the same time.
Well, they might be able to get at the same time, but where the pie is on the table, not everybody could access the table at the same time. The pie is enough, but we have to do it in,
That as well. So I think we need to have, these kinds of political conversations or education with our people so that we can elevate our discourse. Now, nothing is wrong with being passionate about your party. I represent a party and I'm passionate about my
party. What party you represent again?
I represent the party that puts people first, the National Democratic Congress.
All right, lovely.
Right? And I am passionate about my party, but you would never find me slinging mud on people. I will deal with an issue. I will speak to an issue. And I think once we do that, the entire country is benefiting from it, right? Regardless of whether you're green, pink, orange, yellow, whatever other colors there may be, right? We need to elevate innocent. I think in this modern age, we have kind of gone down into the drain with our politics, and I think we need to come out of there and let's start discussing issues, serious issues, nation building, how we can move our communities forward. We have so many issues affecting families and individuals. How can I as Tessa, how can you as Innocent, how can John or Jane come and contribute towards elevating? Because we hear it all the time, young people this, old people this, the community that, crime rate is this is that.
What are we doing individually?
What are we doing individually to assist outside of me being, a member or a supporter of a political party?
I often say that electioneering is a season.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's like Carnival or Easter. That is a time when you show your fanaticism.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But even that has its limits. But during the election campaign and the electioneering cycle is completed, the price that you pay for your pound of back and neck is the same price I'm paying and everybody else. So I think as politicians, it is important to set that precedence with your supporters, letting them know that yes, it's like, okay, let's use the Calypso competition for example. The competition is the night.
Yeah.
Okay, Scholar beat me last year. That was the night.
Yeah.
You feel that way.
Yeah.
But after it all, Calypso is bigger than the competition.
Correct.
You understand? So after election, I think politicians need to use their voice, the same voice that they were campaigning with, to get their supporters to understand that whether we won or we lost, now is the time for nation building.
Correct. And I think that is important because we all have a role to play, Innocent. We all have a role to play. Whether we play it within our families or we play it, within the community or at a national level, we all have a role to play.
Okay.
We all have a role to play. So, for example, I grew up my children in a particular way. And people may say, well, that's not political. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, because the change starts in your house. Yeah. That's where it starts. If you want to have that chain reaction, it starts in your house.
Charity starts at home.
Correct. So you educate your children, and education here, I have to segue here into that. Education here does not mean that everybody has to become a lawyer, doctor, this or that or the next, right? everybody has different skills and abilities. So you allow your children to blossom into a particular profession that they like. They become gainfully employed, which means that one less person unemployed, one less person sitting on the block, one less person who might break into my house, one less person who might come and steal from your garden, right?
Yes.
So it starts there, and then we extend. I behave as a parent to all the children in my community impulse.
And not because of your politics, because we were teachers.
Yeah, not
and
because
we come from there.
Yes, and I would say to you, to the children, I hear them sometimes, obscenities and fighting and so on. And I would go outside and I would say, wearing no belt, and I would say to them, don't let me take my belt off, right? And I have to pull them up because these children, I see them as my children. That's a competition. That's my children outside of the politics. They grow up and then they appreciate what you do. And sometimes you think they're not listening, but you have deposited something that later on in life they say, Mr. Saw, Miss Sincere, or Dr. Sincere, you said this to me and this changed how I think or how I behave or how I,
Let me give you a story. There's a young man that is just getting into politics as well. He's from Monlong. He came to the studio. You remember him at GSS?
That's my cousin.
Right? He came to the studio to do his interview. And he brought tears to my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Why? He said, Mr. Joseph. Mm-hmm. Because I remember his face, but not, after teaching so many students, you don't remember everyone distinctly.
Right.
And he said, he remembered you telling me that education is what would take me out of my family's situation in Monlong. Yeah. You see, here am I today, Mr. Joseph, thanks, and for other things that I wouldn't disclose.
Yes.
And it literally brought the tears off. So it shows that at some point there must be that impact that they will remember. Whether it's good or bad. So let it be good.
Yeah, let it be good. And it takes nothing from you, maybe some time.
Yeah.
A couple dollars sometimes, because sometimes you meet them, they would say to you, I'm hungry, or I'm this, or I'm that.
Well, you're a teacher, you're a parent.
All the time.
Your teachers are the parents,
Once you're a teacher, you're always a teacher.
Yeah.
And you're always looking out to people's, for people's interests. And that's just, what it is.
Josh Thomas says, we love you, the Right Honorable Dr. Tessa.
I remember Josh very well. Josh played cricket at GSS, right? Yes, and he was there. And I love it when I look at them now, like Alvin, even though we're on different sides of the political fence, like Josh, like, I can call a list of names you'd never believe that I engage with, even as a teacher or perhaps as a youth parliamentarian, because I still do the training. And, you help them to bring themselves up to a certain level, and then you...
It is believed that election is looming. It's constitutionally due in 2027, but pundits are of the opinion that the Honorable PM will call that date sooner than, If that time comes and the people of your constituency are satisfied that, no, she's been doing, even if she wasn't successful the first time we've seen her, and we are going to give her that nod, and you happen to win that constituency, what can St. Andrew Northeast constituency expect from Tessa?
So it's when the election's called, not if, because it's coming.
Yes.
And I anticipate that there will be some surprises in the upcoming elections. Let me just say that, right? We've been working, and St. Andrew Northeast, the constituents have seen it. People outside of the constituency is seeing it. From the last election to now, we have not, and I'm saying we because I have a team with me, and we never stopped working. We never stopped working, Innocent. From election to now, we have been working and working continuously and consistently.
And what does that work entail?
It entails having one-on-one conversations with people like this that you would never see me posting on social media because I respect people's privacy. Sometimes people want to have a one-on-one conversation. Sometimes we have, community get-togethers or junction connections, as we call it, because we want to meet people where they are. We want to be accessible to the people. It means also going on project sites and seeing what is happening. It means walking the roads of St. Andrew Northeast, and we do not always post because some things you have to behave or function in stealth mode. You can't let everybody know what you're doing all the time. And then we take a lot of notes. So you see me walking and I have my notebook or I have my phone taking notes, because what the work that is happening in St. Andrew Northeast is what the people ask for. It is about the people, right? It is about meeting their needs. At the moment, we're doing a storm drain in Paradise, Coco. And this is about the people. There is a serious flooding problem in that area. And over the years, nothing was done, right? Nothing was done. So we engaged with the community and they raised the issue. And we decided, this is a serious issue. We need to address it.
But there's something that it's kind of have me a bit baffled, because you're saying we're getting this done, but you're not the MP.
I am not the MP, but I am the caretaker. And so as the caretaker for the administration in power, I make the necessary intervention. So if it means that I have to write a letter on behalf of the constituents, right, to the PS, right? I have a group of people who came to see me and this is what they're asking for. I do that. If I have to reach out to business places and ask for donations, I do that. If I have to reach out to the diaspora, like every single year we do back to school, right? And I get bags and notebooks and so on from people in the diaspora. I do that because at the end of the day, it is all about the people of St. Andrew Northeast. Now, I don't want to get into MP and caretaker and that, but there are a number of gaps. There are a number of gaps. Housing, for example, when you go out into the community, you'll be surprised, right, that people are still living in certain conditions. As Tessa, knowing how I grew up, I cannot just watch you and bypass and say, I can't help or I wouldn't help or I would not try to help. I would reach out to ministers and say, I see a situation here. Can you assist with this situation? They will tell me, okay, this is how to proceed. And we get the necessary assistance for the people. It is about the people. And when we learn that, we are able to do great things.
What do you think is the most pressing need of the constituency that you're caretakering?
Right, so that is definitely housing and bathroom. Now, unemployment amongst the youth, I would say it's an issue, but there are opportunities. So we have to get the young people off and up and grasping those opportunities, because there are opportunities. So I would not say necessarily unemployment, because there are opportunities for uptooling, for upskilling, and for employment. But housing and bathroom, serious demand every single day. And I kid you not, I get 5 to 10 requests for assistance, whether it's material assistance, labor assistance, bathroom. We get those all the time.
It's interesting that you say that, yeah, because there is a school of thought that thinks that government, right, sorts of put people in this position where they know they can live and manage their life in any old reckless manner, because they can go to the government at any time and say, listen, I need a bathroom. Listen, I need a house. Listen, my children have to go to school, so they have to get transportation money and lunch and books. So there's a school of thought that is saying, if we continue down that trajectory, we would always have people in this dependent mode And then later on in political talk, you hear that these are the vulnerables. What is your position on that?
Well, let me start with this, Innocent. I hate that phrase, poor and vulnerable. I hate that phrase, right? There are people who may have challenges with meeting their needs, right? And I believe not just government, but all of us could help. Before I got into politics, I actually did a bathroom for a lady. That's before I even got into politics, right? And that's personal funds. I understand that there is political, how do I call it?
I don't know.
You get some political gain by keeping people in a certain position so that when elections come, you go on. I do not believe in that. I do not believe the party which I represent who stands for that either. We believe in lifting people up, right? So we will definitely assist where we can, but we will also encourage and provide opportunities for you to help yourself, right? And to me, this is very important. It's not just not about not wanting to help, but we have to give people that kind of esteem to say, you know what, I worked for this. I did it. Yes.
I did it.
Instead of having to come and say, you know, can I get, and then the politician uses that now.
Yeah. Notwithstanding the fact that there are emergencies that creep up in life. Things happen. As my good friend from Ariza likes to say, life is lifing. Yeah. So things do come up that you did not prepare for, and so forth. And there's nothing wrong with reaching out for assistance. Right. But when it becomes habitual, that people know the same people that are coming to you at the end of August because my child has to go to school and so forth, but they had the best fancy mass in Carnival, I have problems with that.
Well, let me say this, Innocent. We have to tread cautiously with that because I'm big on mental health. And life, as you say, is lifing, right? And sometimes for some people, Carnival is an opportunity to let off. I don't Carnival, but I understand that people have a lot of stresses and so on. And it may be that Carnival is one of the ways that they use to, you know.
My uncle, you remember Cosmos Joseph?
I do.
That's one thing he said that would never get out of my head. When he was the president of Rainbow City, and Rainbow City was really booming those times, he said people need an avenue to let off steam.
Correct. And that is correct. And maybe even more so after the COVID-19 lockdown. Yeah. Because you see, a lot of the things that we're seeing now in our communities is actually from the psychological stress from being locked inside under lockdown. You can't do this and you can't do that. And now they're starting to manifest. So Carnival and Fete and so on, again, to each his own. I don't Carnival. I would go to maybe the Queen Show, and I would support. The Capital Jab always reaches out to me. I've never played Jab, but I will always give a contribution to Capital Jab because I understand, even as a Christian, that there are avenues that people need to have to let off steam.
Nothing is a surprise to him. He created them all. It's with that.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, come election, the people decide that, okay, Dr. Sincere, we want you to represent us. We want you to be a member of parliament or parliamentary representative. What can they expect when you would have been given that mantle?
First of all, the humility and the service continues. That's something inherent to me. I have a friend who says, I wouldn't call her name because you know her. She says to me, she still calls me Senator, and she says, Senator, you need to stop giving so much because you're always giving, and you know.
Why not sound like Debbie Johnson? Debbie, good morning.
Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Karina. Good morning, Vashti Stanislaus Williams.
I know she's watching and she's smiling. She watch me 2 teachers.
Yeah, but they can expect me to continue working for them, Innocent. And I have said this before, and again, this is not arrogant. Sometimes people hear you talk and they think it's arrogance or they think it's been disrespectful or something like that. But some of us have nothing to gain from being in politics. Yeah. This is us just giving back. Yeah. So I will continue to serve for as long as they want me to serve. At the Prime Minister's wishes, right?
You serve at the request of the
Prime Minister in whatever capacity he wishes me to serve, and I have been doing that. Not openly, but doing other things. Whenever I'm called on, I'm there to support. So they can expect me to do that. And once the Prime Minister asks me to serve in a particular position, I am prepared to serve, because again, I am not originally from St. Andrew Northeast.
I was coming to that. I would have expected you to be St. Andrew Southeast.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you the interesting thing about that. I was born and I grew up in Southeast, Telescope area, and then I moved to Southwest. That's where I lived after I moved out from my mother's house. So that's also a community that's close to me. And then I moved to Northeast. And when I moved there, I remember one of my colleagues saying to me, "You're going to live in Pearls?" And I said, "Yes." "What is wrong with Pearls?" "There is nothing wrong with Pearls."
Pearls had a stigma from way back when.
And how do we change that stigma?
Well, Pearls, listen, I went up to Auntie Alma's house, that's Orleans John.
Yes.
And went and spent some time by her.
Yes.
A couple, maybe, I think it was Independence Day or thereabout. And this is not the Pearls that I knew.
Thank you.
It's not Pearls anymore.
We
have industries. Janice, good morning.
Exactly.
And Pearls is not.
Exactly.
I remember having to go by my grandfather, and it was dark because the trees were overhanging the road and everything. Pearls is like Lansapine now. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, okay. Innocent. You're not wrong. And this is how communities develop. When people who have achieved a certain level in life decide to go into a particular area, then everybody's congregating there. How are the other communities going to, be inspired and motivated, and children seeing Tessa and saying, "You know what, I could be like Tessa, I could be like Innocent," right? And then when you have people like Tessa coming forward and saying, "Okay, I'm prepared to serve." Pulse has a play park, a children's play park, beautiful children's play park. Pulse is now getting a new Christian Academy School. I don't know if you've passed there, but a three-story with all of that. Paul, the roads in Pulse have been developed. You're seeing solar lights. You're seeing all sorts of activities. Pulse and other underserved population or communities over the years, they've been developed. And this is how we get our country moving forward.
Let me ask you this. What sort of relationship do you have with the current MP for the constituency? Do you all have?
So, I smile at that because this is an interesting question.
Yeah.
We are cordial, let me say that.
Because you all have a lot of things in common. She too is an educator.
Right.
All right. Yeah.
But I'll say this to you, Innocent. If I say hello to you repeatedly and you do not respond, at some point I'm going to say, "You know what?
Somebody else need the hello."
And I think we need to mature our politics. We need to mature our politics. If we walk into a room and we're there and we say hello, I mean, it's only respectful to say good morning or good afternoon to the person extending that. If I come into a room late and I'm asked to sit in a particular seat, I will sit there. I will not opt to sit, to the far end away from somebody because we're on different sides of the political fence. In fact, when I see some of my colleagues on the other side, I will greet them. And I will say hello.
It's interesting that you call them colleagues because that's what you all are. You all are vying to assist the people of Grenada. And notwithstanding the electioneering period is there where you're fanatical. But after that, we're Grenadians, and it really peeves me when I hear, this sorts of animosity and so forth.
Yeah.
But I do hope that gets rectified. It has to do with maturity and everything like that.
Yeah. We have to be politically mature. We don't all have to agree. We don't all have to be members or supporters of the same party.
Well, if it was that way, then life would be imbalanced.
Yeah, and very boring.
Yeah, there must be some antagonism somewhere.
Of course.
That's how you fix issues and that's how you grow.
I agree, and that's how the country...
Yeah, the planes take off against the wind.
Correct.
You know?
Correct.
So, oh man, I am proud of you.
Thank you.
You know, like I said, I go back to the years in you in your little grey skirt. And then coming and teaching in the same institution.
Yes.
And now having to call it Dr. Sincere.
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Stephen Wall, in case you're listening. That was my principal, and you know.
And Leo Keto.
And Leo Keto was the vice principal, yeah. And we had Mr. Jim Alexander.
Yeah, he eventually became principal at McDonald College.
Correct, yeah. And then, of course, my mentor, Dr. Hilary Phillip, who sadly passed on. Mm-hmm. But I believe, again, you know, we come full circle right back to GSS. I believe if I have to do it again, Innocent, I want to go right back to GSS and have the same set of teachers.
Yeah. For young people who are aspiring to be professionals, and sometimes the older folks or the more mature folks in politics, the way they conduct themselves politically, it is left wanting.
Yeah.
It could be a distraction, a deterrent from people, because politics is not supposed to be dirty.
Yeah.
All right, people are of the notion that, oh, politics is a dirty game. I say no, because I know politicians who are clean.
Yeah.
I like Gaston Brown.
Yeah.
I love him. He takes on nothing. Politics is, it's you know, you do what you have to do, but then life is lifing.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're all Grenadians, and I hope that we all want the same thing for Grenada, which is betterment.
Yeah.
So I think I would love to see us come to that day when politicians, no matter what side of the fence you're on, you exercise your right on election day, but after that the bigger picture should kick in.
Yeah, I believe in that also. We have to be examples, because you know something, Innocent, by our very disposition as politicians, we're either inviting or appealing to people to get into politics, or we're dissuading them from getting into politics.
Stay far from this.
Yeah, and I was told that. I was actually told that by a past politician. And same thing that you said, I was actually told by a particular senator. He said, Tessa, don't get into politics. You're too clean for politics. And my response to him was, politics needs clean people.
Yeah.
That's how we will be able
let the cleanliness be contagious.
Of course.
Yeah.
Right? We do the right things, but we also do it in the right way. And I believe in that. I stand on that principle. Because at the end of the politics, there is a God. So we can tell the people this, that, the next. We can be fighting with people in the back and saying positive things in the front. But God is looking at us.
Okay. Let me ask you this direct question. Do you think you've done enough to earn the trust of the people of the constituency to say, we are going overwhelmingly to vote Dr. Sincere and become the MP? You think you've done enough?
I believe we have done quite a bit, and we're on the way to doing what you may consider enough. With politics, there are so many needs. And people sometimes do not appreciate that there is a process. So sometimes the instant gratification is still, an expectant element of the journey. And I try to engage as much as possible and help as much as possible. But there is only so much you can do at any given point, considering all the limitations, the process, the financial demands, and so on. But I believe, quite honestly, Innocent, I believe the team and I have been doing the work that we need to do to get the seat. Okay. I believe that, honestly.
All right. So after election, when I'm talking to you, I need to add not just Dr. Tessa Sincere, but Dr. the Honorable Tessa Sincere.
Well, I like how you say that. But I will always be just Tessa. I will always be just Tessa. The doctor is just there as an, inspiration. When I introduce myself, I say Tessa. I had a conversation with a lady on a flight coming from Miami, and I spoke to her the entire flight. And then she says, "What do you do in Grenada?" And I said, "This is what I do." And she said, "But you didn't say that from the beginning of the conversation." Yeah. Maybe if I had said that, the conversation might have been different.
Totally different. Yeah. I seldom, let people... I don't go around boasting of my academics. If I'm bright, I'm bright. But you have to figure that out. Yeah. I don't come forth and tell you, "Oh, well, I have a master's in this and that." No.
Yeah.
Right. The other question, a final question, and then I'll give you the opportunity to, close. Do you think, I ask you personally, if you think you've done enough, do you think the party that you represent has done enough to get back the majority support of Grenada to take Grenada on another election cycle?
I definitely believe that, Innocent, in every single sector. If we look around Grenada and we are honest, and I can, just go off with a list of education, look at what is happening, scholarships, tuition-free college, right? Just those are transformative initiatives. So for the parents in Paradise who had to pay $800 and how much for TAMCC tuition, you're getting that now free, right? That allows multiple members of the community to attend college to get A-levels and put them in a position for higher education and employment, right? Think about the WASH program and the health implications of that. If we're healthy, we can be productive, right? So when you think about the WASH, think about the type of infrastructure work that is going on at the moment with the roads, the road networks, and the building of new bridges and so on. When we think about that, right? Think about health itself, the initiatives that are taken under Project Polaris, not just the new teaching hospital, but the improvements at the general hospital, the clinics and the medical stations that are being refurbished. Primary health care is very important, right? We're getting the community, the health services right at their doorsteps, better services. So think about that. Think about minimum wage. Think about the industrial climate in Grenada. Think about the kind of international relationships that we have, and I'm saying we as a party, have crafted and is benefiting Grenada. Quite honestly, there is no other party to move Grenada forward than the National Democratic Congress, and I make no apologies for saying that.
That statement leads me to the final question now. If you were an advisor or consultant to cabinet and the leadership of the party and government, what would you have advised them to do differently?
That's a hard question, but I think listening to people, maybe engaging some more in some town halls. We started doing that, and people have been calling for some more of it, and have it in a hybrid format, obviously, because the more information people get, the better their choices, the better their understanding of certain issues. So even me, I looked at something and the comment was, Mr. Son needs to come out a little bit more.
I've heard that.
Right.
I've heard that.
So I think this is a general, general feedback that we get across the country, that they need to see us some more at the community level, at the, the little gatherings. Now, I say that, but I also add quickly that we have to manage time. We only have 24 hours. And one gentleman said to me, "I want to come and spend a whole day with you." And I said to him, while I would like that to happen, it's impossible.
Because you have other things to do.
And I have other people to see. Yeah. And I have, other needs that I need to address. So we really want to be on the ground some more as a party, as a administration, but leading also demands that we sit at a desk or that we engage in groups and so on. That will take away time from us being on the ground as they expect us to be.
Doc, parting words?
I want to part on just, elevating ourselves as a nation, as the political environment heats up. We know that election is looming.
When do you think?
Whenever the Prime Minister rings the bell. Whenever the Prime Minister rings the bell.
Okay. Also, you're a Baptist now?
I went in Carrier the other day, and one of the gentlemen from Capital Jab handed me a bell, and he said that's for the Prime Minister for when he's ready to ring it for election.
All right.
But just, to elevate our discourse as the election looms. Special appeal to the young people. They're very dear to my heart. Grab the opportunities that are given. There are a lot of opportunities, a list of scholarships, short courses, make use of that. You don't have to wait for a full degree. Education is moving in a way where you upskill, uptool. You're talking about portability. You're talking about mobility of your qualifications. You're looking at micro-credentialing. No longer people focusing so heavily on, having a degree in X. Your employer is going to ask you, what can you do?
Yeah, what do you bring to the table?
What do you bring to the table? What can you do?
They ask you how much degrees you have.
Exactly.
The degrees don't do anything.
You understand?
You do it.
You do it.
Yeah.
So young people, grab the opportunities. I want to make a special appeal as a community for us to look out for our young men and women. Gender-based violence continues to be an issue and a real plague, and we do have to engage and, put a stop to this. So all of us need to come together. All of us need to engage. All of us need to undertake activities, right? At the end of it, yes, we might get some political mileage, but down the road, it's about Grenada.
It should be.
It should be.
And
it should be.
The partisan thing, like I said, it's a season.
Mm-hmm.
Spice Mass is coming up, so the jab slum and the guys and I'm getting ready for the best jab. Election is a season, and we prepare for that season.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, the back end of it, most importantly, we are all Grenadians.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are all Grenadians, and we should want the best for Grenada.
Correct.
And if it means an NDC and an NNP and a DPM and whatever other party that are there have to hold each other's hand in the various constituencies to get Grenada moving forward. Sometimes I think politicians are so selfish in that it's me or nobody else. That's just for that day and the night, and people waiting with bated breath to see you getting 10-5 and whatever and so forth. But after that, the prices remain the same for all of us.
But let me just say, innocent,
Please.
Political parties exist to win elections. So while we have to come together and so on, it's about the numbers and who can, who is best to lead the country.
Okay.
Having looked at the other parties, having looked at, who is there.
The people decide that.
The people decide that.
By your fruits they shall know you.
Definitely.
Doc, all the best. It's always a pleasure.
Always
Miss
a pleasure.
Vashti, you people here,
She waiting to call me.
Yes.
Senator, she never stopped.
Yeah.
And this is a lady that prays for me every single day.
She's a good lady.
Good lady.
Yeah. We love you.
We love you too, Innocent. From long. Good morning, Sean.
Yeah, Sean, I feel in Barbados. She's on bread, man. What's wrong with you? Folks, I have been speaking with Dr. Tessa Sincere. She is the NDC's caretaker for the constituency of St. Andrew Northeast, and we just went through the years, her ascension to politics, and coming from humble beginnings, and now now having the doctor to her title, Dr. Tessa Sincere, and it's a good place to start, looking at the transformation from where you came, which is not important. It's not where you came from that's important. That is one of the takeaways for me. It's not where you came from. It's where you intend to go and how you intend to get there. All the best.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having me. Have a great one, Grenada. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, and let's as who did that? There's a guy that did that song. Let's do it again.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll do it again. All right.
Thanks for having me,
folks. That's it for the conversation, an extended version thereof. We take a quick break and Aluta continua.